Good morning. Welcome to Morning Chit with Eric Fell. I'm the host of Morning Chit with Eric Fell, Eric Fell. And I think it's 9 o'clock Pacific. Sure, it's 9:02. Had a little trouble some of the tech stuff. Still not used to the YouTube side of things. Good morning, Switch Creed. Yeah, I'm glad that you're up. I understand Switch Creed's been a little feeling under the weather. I was feeling under the weather this morning, and despite the fact that, yes, I did have a couple of pints last night, I was not hungover this morning. I woke up at about, I got to bed at about like 1:30-ish, and I woke up at about 4, and it was like, when you've had too much coffee, and it was that. And for like hours. So I tried to get back to sleep. So I wound up sleeping from, about 5 or 6 to 8. Cause then Katie gets up at 5 because Katie made better life choices than I did and has a, lucrative job where she's not a freelancer and she doesn't have to turn down freelance projects when there are specifications regarding AI. And I had to turn down some money. I don't say I had to turn down some money. I decided to turn down some money because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry to hear that your back is doing not great. I am also of the back trouble variety. 6'5" in a 5'8" world. We'll do that. And I got some tortilla chips over there. They're looking good. So that I'm a little off, a lot of sorts. I'm going to keep this a little short today. I'm going to try to go to bed. I'm going to try to get some sleep, but it's really sunny out today. Like you could see, like this is completely blown out here. This is the, east over here, right? Yeah, so that's the east. So we'll be looking like that in the mornings. In the summertime, it's like a full-on greenhouse effect in here. So luckily we bring in the old air conditioner to condition the air, to coax the air, to hug the mountain, to make love to the mountain. Why is he climbing the mountain? Something about that may actually come up a little later. Related. Listen, loads of painkillers do help. This is what painkillers are for. This is why they built them. I do my best to not turn down a painkiller when needed. Not when offered, when needed. Because when you're walking down the street and it's like, super late at night and they're like, hey you. Come here. What? Want a paracetamol? Ibuprofen? Acetaminophen? Tylenol 3? A lot of pushers. A lot of painkiller pushers. I remember my doctor would only prescribe them to me when I really, 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 really needed them so that they would work when I really, 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 really needed them. And of course, a couple of years ago, I had a kidney stone and I really, 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 really needed them. And that was good. Sounds like a rocky relationship. There we go. On the laugh. I also woke up this morning and nothing was plugged in. My earbuds were not plugged in. I did an online gig yesterday, like just a corporate gig, and lovely group. Very nice people. I did it through the company that I usually do stuff through. I forgot to put my earbuds back in here. I was so excited to be done because it was an afternoon gig. I usually just, by the way, Switch Creed, I'm just going to let you know, you did not steal that joke from your wife, even though your wife said it. The two of you are married. It's legally 50% yours. I'm not a lawyer, but yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering about these marks on my arm, they're not bruises. This is a Sharpie and this is fountain pen. Instead of paper, that's how I test pens. I'm like, is this pen working? Yep. And I just sort of little marks on me. It's really disturbing when I have like there's an ink I really like called Ox Blood. I'm like, is that working? I just kind of do that a couple times. I'm like, oh, that looks real bad. So I try to wash it off, and now it's red, and then it does look pretty bad. So yeah, if you ever see marks on me like this, that means, oh, Eric's testing pens. But that black one there, that is a Sharpie, because I wrote something. I wrote something in Sharpie. And I can see if I can tell you about it, because I think it's very funny. It is handy to have the same complexion as paper. It works well. I can see, oh, that'll really pop on an 80 gram. But I was writing something last night. Not what you think. So I want to say like a running gag with Katie, and I just got to find this. Do you all remember the what is he called? The Old Country Buffet training video. That chef. I could make some money being a pen. If I could test these pens, I'd go for it. If these are the pens I test. But there was this video, and I forgot to put it in the thing, and I'm going to try to find it. It's nothing to do with plants.
Can a plant really identify a murderer?
I'm back. I forgot to hit the center at the center thing again. But yeah, I'm here. I thought it was gonna loop. I genuinely thought it was gonna loop. Let's see if I can find this. There's some old laser chats. Okay, I'm gonna find this is once again, this is great. There's the table manners. What I'm looking for is this guy, this chef. And he did, what's the best way to put it? He was carving roast beef, and he had all these, we would say weird stuff to kids and customers. And, here we go. I found it. I think it's, yes, it's this one. Let's see if I can add it right now to this. Will it play? Here we go. I'll try to drag it in. See if it'll play. Where's my carver questions? There's my carver questions.
By greeting the guest warmly and holding brief conversations as you serve them, you say to our guests, "We're glad you're here." Let's take a closer look at greeting guests. Every conversation you hold with a guest should begin something like this.
Good evening.
Or,
Hi, how are you?
once you've greeted the guest, start a brief conversation. Try asking a question the guest can answer in a sentence or two. You might ask something like this.
Is it still hot out there?
Or this.
Did you catch a game last night?
Or this.
Have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite.
So I don't know if you heard that. But because I didn't have the audio monitor on. I hope you heard that. I hope you heard him asking, have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite. So I hide little notes around the house, which will just say other things, and then we'll end with lasagna and lasagna trying. And last night, I was like, oh, what do I do next? So I wrote this really long note that secretly ended in, have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite. Hid that in her lunch. Not like in her lunch, like not in the food, but in the bag that she uses for her lunch. And so what I did was I learned how to write this. And So I wrote this, and I forgot to download it, didn't I? Yes. Which, when you run it through Google Translate, translates to, have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite. So it's this piece of paper. I'll grab it. Hang on. Piece of paper's over here. So if you've got like a translating thing where you can take a picture on your phone, screenshot this right there, screenshot that, and then there you go. You'll have yourself a, have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite. And that was I've been just kind of getting her with that. And she lost her mind laughing this morning, which means I've done my job as a partner. That's some good water. How's everybody's week been? I want to know how everybody's week is or was or has been. Me, I'm doing okay. Like I said, I'm a little stuffed up too. I noticed, excuse the sniff. I'm a little stuffed up. That's why my voice is also a little nasal today. But I noticed that too. I noticed like when I went to bed, I'm like, oh God, I'm stuffed up. So I may grab some cold meds and deal with that because I got some promo to make. What sort of promo do I have? Well, I'll get to it a little later. What I do want to do is, like I said, I'm just checking on the time here. It's going to have to be a bit of a shorter one today on account of I'm really not feeling great. So we'll probably keep for about an hour. Switch Creed, you've been sick all week and now your back went out in pain. Obviously spent today sorting stuff out. So sorting stuff out for me. So Switch Creed has made a song. A Morning Chit with Eric Fell song, and Katie has heard it. Katie is here. Hi, Katie. Katie, I don't know. Can you hear this?
By greeting the guest warmly and holding brief conversations as you serve them, you say to our guests, "We're glad you're here." Let's take a closer look at greeting.
So I don't know if that can be heard. I see the sound. I see the sound, man. I see it, but I don't hear it. But speaking of hearing sounds, Switch Creed made a song, like a banger of a song for the Chit, and I'm very excited to be able to use that for stuff. That's amazing. And Deucenage, you've been going pretty well. It's you got the new Resident Evil, having a blast so far. You also got the new Pokemon game this morning. Is delightful, excellent. You're catching animals and you're shooting the undead. So these are good things. This is really good. And I see we've got some other folks coming in the chat. Hello. That is, I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty suspicious username. Excuse me one moment. So I hope everybody's week is doing well. But yeah, Switch Creed, totally get the back going out thing. That does suck. Katie can attest to that. Katie can attest to like being around me when my back is out, which means I'm just lying down for a very, very, very long time every time. And well, I'm glad to hear that the games are good. The Resident Evil game's good. I've never actually played a Resident Evil game. Just never done it. It's just never come. I've never sort of like owned. Is it exclusive to a specific console? I don't know. If I have, I don't recall. It may be way early on, but I do know that they're pretty cool. That's what I do know. Switch Creed. I hope Katie sees that. Katie is working right now, so Katie might be only on audio. Katie, have you tried the lasagna? Is the question that's being asked of you right now. There you go. So the old GameCube. Okay, I never had a GameCube, and I never had a PS1. I had nothing. No. What did I do? What was my journey in television, PC? Then like I wound up getting like not hand-me-downs, but people just give me consoles. So like a friend of mine gave me his NES. I had a Sega Genesis. That's what I had. I had a Sega Genesis, and then moved on to a PS2, which I loved and I still have. I want to see if it still works. So I've still got a PS2. I think that you could buy like conversion kits to get it going on a HDMI thing. And then after that, I went Xbox 360, Xbone, Xbox Series S. You can see it right there. I don't know if we'll see. I mean, that Steam box is looking pretty cool, but I actually don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. And, Switch Creed, you and your wife will be playing, Resident Evil Revelations on PC together. That's rad. And I do my best. I never sit at this computer to play games. This is sort of a separation. This is my work computer. If I want a game, I'm over on the couch. But then the fine folks of the Morning Chit, hey, that's right here, Morning Chit with Eric Fell. They were like, oh, there's a thing you can do with Steam and a Sony TV where you can so now I can do that. But the problem with that is that there's very few, some of the split screen games that I want to play aren't split screen on PC. I really want to play Left 4 Dead with Katie on the couch, but there's no split screen in the PC version. So it doesn't translate well. And, yeah, excuse me just a moment. I just need to clear my throat. We should talk to a detective.
Hoofprints or not, this horse witnessed the murder.
I figure it's classier than just putting it on mute and having you watch me clear my throat. Yeah, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I love those games. Love those games. And it, yeah, they made me jump. Like they gave me some good jump scares. And I really love the, just the game engine. I thought was super, super, super cool. I thought it worked really well. Damn, now I want to play those games. I can play them by myself, but, yeah, no, figure out how to get that going with Katie. Couch co-op is one of my favorite, it's my favorite way to play a video game is couch co-op with a friend. In the room, hanging out, interacting. It's my favorite, much like the lasagna. Have you tried it? Laughter goes here. Yeah, definitely feeling stuffed up. But Katie, my heart rate is normal now, so I think that's good. It was funny because I'm like my heart was just kind of going like this morning, like crazy. And I was just like really tired. I'm like, Katie, my heart is going like crazy and I want it to stop. No, wait, no, I mean, I want it to stop doing what it's No, I want it to go back to normal. Yeah, sometimes I just, you know how it works. Just as you're saying, the Resident Evil and Silent Hill were the two franchises your group of friends always played in high school. Then your buddy moved out here and lived with you, and you got to continue it with new releases. That is super cool. It was really, really cool. I was all about the Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original Star Wars Battlefront, the two original Star Wars Battlefront games. Not the EA ones, but the really, really old ones where we're still technically waiting for a Battlefront 3 because that would have been really cool. I really wish they could have kept expanding that with like the new media and stuff. Even like the newer Battlefront 2, it's okay. It's not bad. It's got its moments, but they could have really, I feel like they could have kept going and added more planets and stuff, because you got your planets. You go, okay, you're doing this. You got your Tatooine, you got your Hoth, you got your Endor, you got this, you got that. But like, there were so many. I mean, there were so many other planets post Rogue One, right? Like everything in the TV media just dropped those planets in. That, I mean, that would have been so cool to do those. I don't think there's a Coruscant level. There should have been a Coruscant level. Come on, in that one, in the original Battlefront 2, I'm sure there was. So Creed, you're playing You were just saying to the wife that you want to play Skyrim. You haven't played it in years. You got a new handheld for emulators, and you got loads of PS1 games. Okay, well, first of all, handheld with emulator in it. My God, that's amazing. I love that. And I found out that you could put retro, because basically the streaming box we use is like an Apple. It's an Apple TV streaming box, and you could put RetroArch on it and just install games. So that's possible as well. But Switch Creed, I would say I can't tell you how many hours I put into Skyrim, but I can tell you if I boot up the old Xbox, I can tell you exactly how many hours, and it's a lot. When I wasn't sleeping during lockdown and everything, I did that. and then we got that. Yeah. So like, yeah, so many hours. And I still have like one of the saves from them. So there's a save that I have that I've been sort of coming back to every once in a while for years. And I think he's at a level, what is he level? 100, 120 something. But then I start other ones. And, of course, the world of mods, adding stuff, removing stuff. Some of the mods that I use, you don't know how many hours on Steam for Skyrim. You're going to go check. It's going to be, I got a feeling it's going to be massive. But folks, if you're not using Skyrim mods, you haven't unlocked the world of possibilities that Skyrim has to offer. Mods, it's not just for weird pervs. There's other stuff that actually improves the quality of the game. There is one. It is called the Parthenak's Dilemma. That's a good one because it allows you to continue to decide to not kill this dragon, and then you can still continue on a quest line. So you got to kill this dragon and to continue a specific quest line, but that helps. We're learning stuff about Switch Creed's modding, Skyrim mods. I've done a lot of visual mods. So like, for like new textures and stuff like that. So I've got new textures on the armors and on the weapons, and even on like just all the world. Apparently the one that I've got, I forget what it's called, but like they took actual high-res photographs of different types of stones, and then use that to texture the stone and gorgeous like water and weather and leaves and stuff. And it looks really nice. And so I use those mods, and then I've got one where it increases the number of encounters. So like there's always something going on. There's always something to fight. Oh my God, there's the Macho Man Dragons. I don't have the Macho Man Dragons, but I should get that. So when they show up, just hearing the, ooh, snap into a Slim Jim. Right? Is that what he said? Yeah, he used to say that. And my throat is not where it should be for that. There's so many good mods. But the ones that I really like, there's the ones where it increases the encounters. So you just run into more stuff. What's kind of cool about that is early on in the game, you've got more encounters, which means, oh crap, you've got far more of a chance of dying if you're level 1 and suddenly you see all this stuff. But what it does do then is if there's more stuff to encounter, and if you manage to survive, you get more loot, which means you can get slightly better weapons. Like, maybe you can grab a steel sword instead of just an iron dagger or something early on in the game. Nigel Gregoire is here. Let's all say Yar, for Nigel says Yar. Oh my goodness. It's great that you're here. So happy that you're here. And Switch Creed, My Little Pony on Skyrim, I imagine is really hilarious. I've yet to mod the game like that. But what I usually use to mod, or my favorite mod, is called I think it's called like Start a New Life or something like that. So you can basically choose how you start in the game. You don't have to wake up in that prison cart, right, with the guy saying you're finally awake and go through that whole rigmarole. You can start as any number of things. You can be a property owner, so you can pick a house. You can be a bandit. You can already be at the college, the magic wizard school. I don't know. Bard College. You could start as a Dawn Guard, which is pretty cool because even though you're not level 10, you start at Fort Dawn Guard, which means you can just walk around and just pick up all their rad weapons. So you could start with essentially like a crossbow and, some Dawn Guard weaponry. And, excuse me. It's pretty great. There you go. 110.9 hours playing Skyrim, Switch Creed. That's a good number. I think on the Xbox, it measures it now for me in just days. Here's how many days you've played. That can't be healthy. But the way that I like to start in this, start a new life or wherever it's called, is you select, I was mugged and left for dead. And you get dropped in a random part of Skyrim. Just somewhere by the side of a road. And you just start and you're like, okay, I don't know where I am. I got like a dagger. Like you get one iron weapon. I don't think you get any money. Maybe like 10 gold. I don't know. I forget. And you just get dropped in and you've got to I've got to now survive. I now have to figure out where I am, where to go. And so you start, you don't start the main quest. What I do is I like to start local and I just try to survive going around where I am, try to find out where the nearest city is so I can get into the city so I can start selling my stuff and building stuff. And I find it really, really, really fun to play at like level 1 with nothing and just like, okay, what can I find? How do I build myself? And then whatever I find, that's going to be my guy, right? Like, am I going to, every time, stealth archer. I mean, they always wind up being stealth archers. But like, right now, it turns out that I'm doing heavy armor. I've never done a heavy armor build. So because the first thing I found was heavy armor, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to stick with the heavy armor. And if you get the anniversary edition, you can find some pretty overpowered loot. But it is difficult to get at low levels. And of course, levels can go up. Speaking of up, what's up, me? And that's the kind of segues you can expect on Morning Chit with Eric Fell, which we're doing a poll on the Discord. By the way, if you're not on the Discord, go on to the Discord. It's kind of fun. In the Morning Chit channel of the Discord, we have a poll going on and about what day I should do the chit. And it's looking like we're probably going to move back to Wednesdays. And I think that works for me too, because I do a tiny bit of teaching out at a school in Kitsilano. It's like I teach improv for homeschooled kids, and like one day a week, and that starts at like 1:15. So I can absolutely do Morning Chit stuff, yeah. Swishgrid, you're saying getting anything you want. In Skyrim is easy with QA smoke. I'm not sure what QA smoke is. That like a cheat room or something? I don't know what it is. Sorry, my slide went because I got comedy stick back. Yeah, join the Discord. We're looking at maybe Wednesdays. Is this one of them incredible journey things? What is this all about? I'm walking home from doing a little bit of grocery shopping, and I found these guys just hanging out. There was a crow and a squirrel. It was great. They were just kind of like doing their thing. And one was like, the squirrel was kind of like hopping around and the bird was hopping around and they were just living their lives, having a good time, forbidden romance. Who knows? But I do like to think that they're going to be off on some sort of adventure. And then you think, oh yeah, maybe the bird is named, or the squirrel's named Nutty or something like that, which is weird. That'd be like, naming someone Pork Loin. Hi, I'm Pork Loin. I don't know if it'll work. Could be a Bob Mortimer name. Didn't he have a Pork Chop Johnson? It was a Bob Mortimer. Would I lie to you name? I'm pretty sure. One of the good things about just going back to Skyrim for a quick moment. Some people are like, oh, I'm against cheat rooms. Here's a good thing about cheat rooms, which is essentially like a room you can transport yourself to and you can get any item and stuff. Sometimes, I don't know if you know this, but sometimes Skyrim can glitch. And all of a sudden, a weapon that you worked so hard to get, you've put up on the wall, next time you load up, it's gone. It's just disappeared, or it's stuck in the wall at a weird angle. So with the cheat room, you can just go, oh, for crying, I can do that. Because if you're playing on PC, you can use console commands. Just go, dear Skyrim, please give back the hammer of whatever. And then it'll do it. But console, you need a cheat room. So, or not, like console gaming does not do console commands, despite console commands being called console commands. It's not that kind of console. Ukes Hazard, good to see you. They're solving crimes for the new Animal Planet show, Feathers and the Nut. Folks, do not Google Feathers and the Nut. Do not Google Feathers and the Nut. Ne Google pas Feathers et le Nut. I'm trying to get some grant money. Maybe if I go bilingual, they'll go, oh, well, he's also doing would it be Le Chit du Matin? Avec Eric Fell. Bonjour. Right? That's good day. That is good day. Good day. Wow. The more you know. Huh. Speaking of the more I know, I found something. Consoles can't, Nigel says, consoles can't comprehend console commands. I'm inconsolable. That deserves a round of applause. Yeah. If I say don't look something up, you're going to look it up. Oh, goodness me. Well, now I feel like I've got a kind of power that I shouldn't have, Switch Creed. I don't know where I came across this. I'm not going to lie. I hope it's real. Let's say that. I hope it's real. It's on Desilu Productions letterhead. And I'd like to read this to you. It's to Gene Roddenberry from Bob Justman. It's dated February 5th, 1968. Subject, missing hair goods. Now, if you don't know, Gene Roddenberry, obviously the creator of Star Trek. Bob Justman, one of the producers. All right, here we go. Gene, if you haven't already heard about it, we're missing some wigs and hair pieces. Bill Shatner borrowed all 4 of his hair pieces when we finished shooting. There are 2 new ones and 2 old ones. The new ones are worth approximately $200 a piece, and the 2 old ones are worth approximately $100 a piece. Should Star Trek go again next season, this no doubt means we will have to construct new hair pieces again for Bill, because he will have used both the old ones and the new ones to such an extent that they will not be photographable. This I guarantee, since it has happened to us before. Majel Barrett's wig has disappeared. Nobody, including Majel, knows what has happened to it. Nichelle Nichols' wig has disappeared. She borrowed it when we finished working and claims she returned it, but neither Freddie nor Pat Westmore know anything about it being returned. This takes us up to here on missing hair goods. Regards, Bob. I think Shatner stole Nurse Chapel's wig and Uhura's wig as well. That's got to be it. Yeah. So yeah, the wig situation with Bill Shatner is he stole wigs. He stole wigs from Star Trek. Why wouldn't you? Because, like, yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. I'm not making fun of him for stealing wigs. No. That I just thought it was an incredibly funny thing. It's like, yeah, man, Bill Shatner keeps stealing wigs and he returns them and they're unphotographable. What does he do to them? That's what I want to know. What do you? I'm going dirt wrestling in my wig. I'm gonna wrestle in the dirt. Who are you wrestling? Anybody? Just you. Just I'll wrestle anybody in the dirt, but I gotta have a wig. That's what it is. That's my Shatner impression. Nigel, have a good one, and we'll see you on the Discord. Thank you so much. Folks, we got a Discord. You should come to it. It's cool. Ukes of Hazard. Now you're tempted to find one of those AI image generators to ask for a photo of Kirk wearing an Uhura wig. I mean, you could always just use Photoshop. That'll work. We used to be a society. We used to build things. Prompting is not building. And you know I'm messing with you. Folks, hey, remember the time I was like, oh, I have a show on March 11th. Well, it's still happening on March 11th. And it's got a name. And it's got a date. And it's got a ticket link. Oh, yeah. Photoshop is, yeah. Listen. Oh, I do have to use Photoshop for certain things. But I don't touch that AI stuff. Oh, gosh. Oh. We all know what's going on with Adobe. Evil. I don't know if you could hear that whisper, but I was saying evil. So I'm gonna try to figure something out as an alternative, but I feel like I'm stuck in the Adobe ecosystem for the time being for work stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Use Hazard, the AI for Photoshop works about as well as the rest of them, meaning it's nearly useless. Switchgrid, you're saying it makes no sense to use AI to create things because it takes the fun out of it, right? Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think it's, the fun is in the making of the thing, in my opinion, as well. And Animator Valley, you're saying, what is a good alternative to Photoshop? You're not a huge fan of GIMP. Neither am I. Over the years, I keep coming back to it. It's like for me, it's like seafood. I keep coming back. I hear people recommending it, and then I try it, and I go, that's not for me. Switchcreed used After Effects to make a little video. I should say a little video. It's a short video containing the theme song that he wrote for Morning Chit, which. It is a banger of a song. It's really funny too because we're like the super chill chat, but it is just like power chords and wailing, and it's great. So there you go. So Deuces, you use Krita, but you do extremely simple stuff. Doc Mars, Tales to Amaze, Procreate if you've got an iPad. This is good stuff we're learning. But yeah, like because I'm in the Adobe ecosystem, I still use stuff like Premiere for my editing. I've downloaded DaVinci Resolve. That's a good start. You know what? Maybe I should play the song. What was that accent? The song. I should play the song. Let me see if I can bring it up here, because I downloaded it onto my phone. Let me bring it up on Discord and just download it and play it. And what's really rad is this is made by Switchcreed, and Switchcreed is also singing the song. What? Yes. And let me see, download that. Yes, I want to download it in downloads. There we go. I'm downloading it in Downloads. And I'm now going to set it up. I'm going to set it up right with, I'm going to temporarily, so I'm just going to add a sound here. There we go, play audio. And just going to add the file. And then we're going to do this. This is going to be great. Here we go. I don't know what the volume's going to be like, folks, so you'll have to bear with me. Here we go. Here we go.
Sun is rising, coffee strong. Turn it up and sing along. Laughs and stories start the day. Eric's got a lot to say, so grab your mug and grab a seat. Morning vibes and heavy read. Hey, hey, let's raise some hell. It's Morning Chit with Eric Bell. Wait, world, you know the drill. Laugh and rock with Eric Bell. Morning Chit. Morning Chit. Morning Chit with Eric Bell.
I mean, standing ovation. Switch Creed. This is the first time I've heard it not on my phone speakers. So it's pumped directly into my brain. And that was wild. That was absolutely that was great. Listen, auto-tune helps. I once had a song. I can't play it because it's I might be able to play it. I did a parody song of Never Gonna Give You Up from the point of view of a dungeon master. And I was on the receiving end of an epic breakup of a 6-year relationship the night before the record. So I then had to go and record this song. It was for Standard Action. So I went over to Joanna Gaskell's place, the sound designer, Kirsten Tennert, who is a genius, by the way. Absolute genius. Recorded my busted up voice and auto-tuned it into not only something serviceable, but like pretty good. And the song turned out great. I'm very pleased with the lyrics. And now, so I'm now credited as a lyricist I'm credit. So wait, I've got a writing credit for Standard Action on the IMDb. I did not write a single word of that show. That was Joanna. That's all Joanna. I wrote some parody lyrics. But yeah, autotune can help, or it can make you sound like Cher. Do you believe? That's my autotune. That's my Cher autotune. I am not caffeinated this morning because I'm figuring I'm gonna have to go back to bed. But yeah, that was great. I'm very happy with it, and please thank your wife from me for her patience because it is very, very, very good. What would Eric's G.I. Joe name be? Kick Max Landis in the teeth. Is that a code name? Is that a good enough code name? That was going to be my cursed image of the week. What the flippin' H? I could write at least as bad a G.I. Joe script as that absolute asshat. I'm not mad that I don't get to do it. I knew I'd never get to do it. But there are many people out there who aren't total shitbirds who would be able to write a decent G.I. Joe movie, even a bad G.I. Joe movie. We've had some bad G.I. Joe movies and whatever. I mean, I probably wasn't going to see the movie anyway, but cheese and rice. Sorry, I got a little off track there. I got a little upset, and I apologize. This is Morning Chit. I got to keep it chill. My G.I. Joe name. That's a really good question. I wouldn't have now, if I was a transformer, what would I transform into? That's a thing. What would your alt mode be? Put it in the chat. Or you could visit our Discord. What would your alt mode be? Would it be some kind of truck? Would it be a car? Would it be a fountain pen? Maybe that's it. Maybe I would I would say turn into a 20-sided die, but I think they released some 20-sided dice that turn into monsters. Yeah, Eric Fell, noted lyricist. The only time I've ever had the term noted used about me is a noted plaid enthusiast, which I'll take, even though I'm, at the moment, not where, oh yeah, I am very stuffed up. I could hear it at the moment. Speaking of moments, we are mere moments away, and by moments, I mean days, from Funtacular 50, a birthday comedy show, 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, March 11th at Little Mountain Gallery. Tickets available at the Little Mountain. Oh, wait, for some reason, the link's not up on Little Mountain. I'll say that again. Ian Boothby and Eric Fell present Funtacular 50, a birthday comedy show, 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, March 11th at Little Mountain Gallery. Tickets available at the door or at ericfell.com/tickets. I do have a direct link, don't I? There it is. Funtacular 50. Yeah, spy drone. What would your spy drone transformer name be? Would be cool if it was a spy drone, but also had 8 legs. So it'd be Spiderone. Yeah. I haven't set a stoat yet. I don't know what that means. I don't. But yeah, check out. You got to come to my birthday party. Come on, it's my birthday party. I'm turning 50. So instead of a party, we're throwing a show. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's obviously me and Ian. Ellen McNevin will be doing a little something. Sean Stewart and I will be doing a little something, and it's a surprise. I will not say what it is, but it's a surprise. And I'll leave it at that. I think you're going to want to come to this. I think there's something that's going on that I'm looking forward to more than I've been looking forward to many things in a long time. And it's something Sean and I are doing. So, yeah. I'll let you speculate on what that is, or just come to the show and find out. It'll be good. I'm talking with the tech folks right now, doing the writing. Oh, I've said too much. Yeah. So Dagmar's Tales from Major saying Discord competitor, because Discord is enacting new privacy stuff that a lot of people don't like. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I haven't said it. So no, right now I'm still on Discord. I know there's some issues with it right now. I'm looking into other stuff, but it's also like, it's a pain in the ass to start from scratch with so much stuff, right? Like, obviously bailed from Facebook, obviously like over half a decade ago, bailed from Twitter way back. And I'm not getting the same folks because everybody's getting scattered now. It's tough. It's tough out there. It's a pain in the ass to promote things. It really, really is. But I will say that the Funtacular 50 is going to be, I'll take it personally if you don't come. No, it's a show I didn't think I would do. And it was suggested to me by several people saying, listen, just do a show. I think the first person who suggested was Katie. I'm like, well, what should we do for my 50th? I don't know what to do for my 50th. Show? I should do a show? Okay. So yeah, I did that. And I'm kind of against those things because I didn't want it to be called Eric Fell is turning 50 or Eric Fell's party. I don't like putting my name in titles while you're on Morning Chit with Eric Fell. What a hypocrite. So a lot of people are going to Stoat. This is good. I'm gonna explore Stoat. When I have time, I got writing and promo and all this stuff to do. And my mom's car just stopped working and they're not sure what's wrong with it. So I may have to spend a lot of time running errands for, my 80-year-old mom. So the Burnaby and West Drive is a lot during rush hour. I think I'm not sure where they're standing right now, what Discord's standing right now with their ID verification. Hopefully on Peter Thiel's neck. Oh God, I got dark again. I'm so sorry. Oh man, what am I doing? I am so sorry. Look what the world is doing to your boy here. Your Morning Chit guy. Oh no. I'm going to get kicked off of YouTube now, aren't I? I really am. There you go. Twitch, gone. Don't like your name. We're doing satire, right? Satire. We're calling it satire. We're calling it satire. Yeah, that is my, my first name Morning, middle name, Chitwith, and my last name is Eric Fell. So, hello, I'm Morning Chitwith. Apologies, Switch Creed, for my awful accent. I thought someone with the last name Chitwith should be from, Scunthorpe. I don't know. I don't do accents well. I do real bad ones. So yeah, I don't know where Discord is on that because I know that they walked it back. At one point they were like, yeah, if we figure out that if we feel that you're not acting like an adult by looking at stuff you look at or something. Yeah, I didn't catch the whole thing. I didn't like what I was reading. And then they said, oh, we're walking back, as hundreds of thousands of people are like, what the hell? Doc Mars Tailstrom, you got hit with it. Oh, boo, Earns. Oh, that sucks. I thought that they were walking it back. That is, okay. Well, yeah, I'll look into other alternatives in the meantime, and in between time. I'm going to stick with Discord for now. But yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. 33. Oh, according to the Discord security, you look great. Yeah, we look at cartoons and toys and stuff. So maybe we should all just mention in the Discord, hey, it's tax season coming up. And then they'll go, oh, okay. I did see someone make the joke, like if Discord wants to prove you're an adult, all they have to do is see if you're using Discord on a PC. And then that's it. It's like, oh yeah, using the desktop app. Yeah, you're probably an adult. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at Stoat. Which World War II novels we enjoy more? I'm a big fan of the Guns of Navarone. How about you? A Bridge Too Far. Force 10 from Navarone was a sequel to Guns of Navarone, a movie sequel. I don't know if there was a book. And it starred Harrison Ford and Carl Weathers and Robert Shaw and Richard Kiel and Barbara Bach. And it is not a good movie. It is like post Star Wars, pre-Raiders Harrison Ford. So it's like 1979 Harrison Ford, like just after he did his, 2 days on Apocalypse Now. And it is not a good movie. by any stretch. It's from the director of Goldfinger, which, you know, that's highly regarded. But yeah, it is not a good one. I don't recommend it. What I do recommend, though, is Funtacular 50, a birthday comedy show. Tickets available now. I don't know where my voice is going like that. A birthday comedy show. You want to go to the comedy show? Yeah, this is absolutely stuffed up, Eric. Something weird happened at the supermarket. To switch creed. Something weird happened at the supermarket. Checkout the other day. This checkout girl kept staring at you. And when it was finally turned, the girl said, "Has anyone ever told you that you look like Dracula?" Well, was it daytime? Because that would be weirder. Has anyone ever told you that you look like Dracula? Which Dracula? And no, I hope you didn't bite anybody. Of course, I hope you didn't bite anybody. Oh, she meant the actor who plays Dracula. I thought she was just like, I think you look like a Dracula. You look like a Dracula. Sir, are you a Dracula? I, of course, am a reverse Dracula. You've all seen the pictures of my bit as reverse Dracula. I no longer have a white blazer, so I can't do my reverse Dracula bit. I have till Halloween to find a white blazer, and so I could return as a reverse Dracula. I miss doing reverse Dracula. Yeah. Okay, so Doc Mars Tales to Maze. You're saying Force 10 from Navarone is not the worst World War II movie directed by a James Bond director? We need to know. The public needs to know. Doc Mars Tales to Maze. And Scribbles of Sunblock has gotten so good these days. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons. Sunblock and No More Smoking. I think that's why people like look younger now. Like if you look at somebody who was 50 in 19, it's the Sean Connery rule. If you ever want to go, oh, I want to feel better about myself, look at a picture of Sean Connery at whatever age you are now. So I'm gonna look up Sean Connery. So Sean Connery was born August 25th, 1930. So at age 50, he was 1980. Sean Connery, 1980. Right? That's wrong. No, that's correct. There we go. So I found a picture of Sean Connery in 1980. Where's one? Where's Connery in 80? That's not Connery in 80. Wikimedia Commons. Here we go. That is Sean Connery. Sean Connery in 1980. There we go. I found him in some plaid pants, which is always, fun. Honestly, his pants in this picture that you're going to see look like my pajamas because I have pajama pants. Although I am an adult, I've got pajamas, but because I'm not that kind of adult, I call them pajimjorps. Okay, here we go. Same age. It's because one of us smoked and liked getting a suntan. And, he lived a life. Me, I play make-believe. I mean, he played make-believe too, but he played make-believe like, in car chases. Switch Creed, you're wearing your SpongeBob PJs. That's great. I hope it doesn't accidentally expose your bikini bottom. Sorry about that one. Oh my gosh. Inchon. Oh, Doc Mars Tales to Amaze. That movie was like an infamous disaster, wasn't it? Oh my goodness. Directed by Terrence Young and produced by the Reverend Moon, and not the good Reverend Moon. I don't know what that means. But yeah, Reverend Moon. I remember Reverend Moon, who did like the mass weddings and stuff like that. And yeah, the Moonies, yeah, was the term. I hope that's not an offensive term to anybody, and I apologize if it is. Yeah, Inchon. Wow. That was great. Yeah, it would be great if they're like, yeah, you look like a Dracula. Which one? Noel Fielding. There's just no fielding. I'm just going to take a sip. I am drinking citrus water. By citrus, I mean a bit of lime juice because we're all out of lemon juice. And I got to say, I like lime water. That's good stuff. That's good drinking. Lime water. Yeah, so come out to a Funtacular 50. I think it's going to be a good time. And for those of you who are watching this after the fact, which I may not keep this up for some of the things I said, I guess I could trim it. But folks, Funtacular 50, ericfell.com/tickets or vancouvercomedy.ca, because I bought that domain and I'm using it for my own damn purposes. Yep. All right, let's talk about the cursed image of the week. There was a few cursed images over the weeks that we didn't take a look at. But one I want to show you is it's not so much cursed, but it is showing how fleeting everything is. I'm walking down the street. Katie and I are having a nice night, an evening walk. And we see this pole. And we look, and there's the old Critical Hit Show poster on it. And it's already been forgotten. It's been papered over. It's all just so fleeting, isn't it? It's just, yeah, it's a little bittersweet. Doing the show, having the huge honor of being a special presentation for putting the Vancouver comedy scene, helping put it where it is over the last 14 years, all that stuff. And then you're just papered over the next day. I remember one of the, I think the one that really did it for me, the one where I just understood it immediately. I was doing, the Cobra. We were riffing the movie Cobra starring Sylvester Stallone. By the way, folks, if you have a movie theater and you want to let us use it without actually paying the thousands and thousands of dollars for renting it, let's split the box office and have me come and riff Cobra with the Gentlemen Hecklers. I'm putting it out there. So we're riffing it. The posters are up. We're walking down. Like, this is early days, right? Of Hecklers. The name's up on the marquee. The Gentlemen Hecklers. There is something lovely about going by a movie theater, a big theater like the Rio, and seeing something you made literally up in lights. And it just feels good. And seeing the posters everywhere. He's like, hey, yeah, there's my poster. That's me, the poster. And you're doing all that stuff. And then the second the movie's over, we go backstage, we're chatting, and we come out. And of course, they're putting the posters for new shows up. And we walk by a garbage can. And in the garbage can is one of the posters. Because there's, take it off, throw it away. And you just look in the garbage, and there's the three of us. Our faces smiling like fools in the garbage. And I just went, well, that's show business. And it was a moment. It was a moment where I was like, okay, this is what this is going to be. Like I said, it's all so fleeting. I'm taking this one out. I'm going to recharge it because it's telling me to recharge it. So I'm going to recharge this one. This one's still going, which is good. I'm just going to test. I should get Jonathan Frakes to help me test the sound.
Can a plant really identify a murderer?
Okay, good. So the sound still works. I like having Frakes around. By the way, Jonathan, I normally don't go for famous people podcasts. It's not my thing. I feel like, oh, good. Now famous people are doing podcasts too. So anybody who wants to do a podcast, no, I'm going to listen to the Amy Poehler podcast because she's famous. She has famous people on. The Jonathan Frakes, Brent Spiner one is really nice because they're just two goofballs and they bring in like one guest. They bring in a writer or an actor or something. And it's fun. It's kind of nice. Doc Mar's Tales to Amaze. I absolutely am like so happy whenever like I said, it's a good feeling when I see the poster, stuff like that. It is just kind of funny when it's just like, well, yeah, that's gone. But since I did all the postering myself this time too, that was the other thing too, is like, it's not like, oh yeah, I paid someone and had them go. I was out on Main Street in Vancouver in the rain, and the tape slicer stopped working. I was like holding the poster with one hand and like tearing the tape with my teeth, like literally the skin of my teeth. Although I don't have skin on my teeth, but you know what I mean. using my actual like teeth to do that. It's like, oh God. But we're having a new poster for Critical Hit Show for the April show. It should be ready soonish. We have an artist who is working on it right now. They are multiple award-winning artist, and they were a Pulitzer Prize finalist. What? That's... And they're like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. Everybody in cool action poses? Yeah, it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a really good poster. I love the artist. I love the artist's work. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I mean, I know them, like their person, like the person is like a friend of mine. I didn't like phone them up and go, hey, you should do this. And I don't really have a lot of money. I didn't do that. I didn't like hunt down like Alex Ross or the ghost of Drew Struzan or anything. This person is a friend of mine, and they're a fan of the show. Yeah. Switch Creed, you don't have any teeth or fangs. Well, thank you for specifying the no fangs, because we're pretty sure you could be a Dracula. Hi, I'm Dracula. Bob Dracula. That's a character now. That's a guy. That's going to be a guy, right? Bob Dracula. I like Bob Dracula. Hi, I'm Bob Dracula. I'm sure that's already a thing. Anything Dracula, every word in existence has probably been put in front of Dracula and then posted online. So you can't do anything Dracula without, someone going, I thought of that first. Nosferatu. Bram Stoker, I thought of that first. I don't know why he's got that voice. Am I sure I'm not using my my reverse Dracula powers to resurrect Drew Struzan and have him be my throat? Listen, if I only could, I'd make a deal with God. And I'd get him to turbo teen me. I'd be turbo teen. I just would transform differently. I just don't like the way turbo teen transforms. Yeah. Nosferatu 3. There it is. Yep. Who are you? I'm Nosferatu. I like that. Nosferatu 3. That was very good. Where's the button? Here's the button. Had a really good hot dog. That's news, right? That's what we're talking about here. I had a really good hot dog. It, oddly, stuff I wouldn't normally put on it. It's fried mushroom, and I forget the sauce, but it was really good. And then some like crumbled crisps. It was really good. It was called the steak frite hot dog, and Katie had a really good salad. That's in a Superflux brewery, which is a fun place. They do have good alternatives if alcohol is not your thing. They got pretty good food. This is something I've been learning. Breweries in town, they're really good for stuff, even if like drinking's not your thing. Like if you're like, I don't do alcohol. They've got a lot of places really good other drinks, and a lot of them have fantastic food. Doc Mar's Tales from Maze. You once had a character who was Draculala, being his Dracula means son of the dragon. So he was Dracula's son. So he was the son of the dragon. So Draculala. I like it. As long as it's not Cobra Law. Now we're talking. They should make a hot dog that's done up like a beef Wellington. Oh, God. Oh, goodness me. I like a hot dog like encased in like a hot dog pie. That's a corn dog, right? Is that just, right? Isn't that just a corn dog? But, use different ingredients. Pig in a blanket, right? That sausage roll. That's just a sausage roll with a hot dog in it. Where was I? They had these really neat hot dogs, and they would bake the hot dog in the dough. It was about that big. And then they would cover it in mustard. Oh, it was good. I forget where that was. That reminds me of the cartoon from the early 90s with David Jason called Count Duckula. I loved Count Duckula. I loved Count Duckula. It did air here in Canada. I remember Igor was the butler. Nanny would always get the door. And when she would get the door, she'd get the door. Yeah, he liked ketchup. I remember Count Duckula. That was good stuff, Duckula. There was an episode where Count Duckula goes to a hotel and they just do Faulty Towers, and it's just some guy doing a Cleese voice. Yeah, that's right. Joe Hill just ripped off Count Duckula. Well, right when he made Nosferatu. Is that what he, right? He did that one, right? And you remember there was a cartoon where a robot Dracula was named Nosferatu. Yeah. And that's the license plate on, yeah. Is hot dog, I mean, a hot dog's a sandwich. I'm going to stick with that. But Switch Creed, you make your own sausage rolls. That is awesome. I barely make my own sandwiches. Although, we did some good stuff. We put some chicken breast, get this. We put some chicken breast in the Instant Pot and then put in some pineapple chunks, some pineapple juice, and some barbecue sauce. And we cooked the chicken in the Instant Pot and just did the pulled chicken thing and made these amazing pulled chicken and pineapple sandwiches. It was so good. I was so happy with how they turned out. I've still got, that's my lunch today. I got enough for another sandwich left, and I think I'm going to make some jambalaya tonight. I think that's what we're going to do. If I put a hot dog between two slices of bread, what do I call it? Like, you mean just the frank, or you mean the hot dog with the bun and the accoutrement and then put it in the bread? Is that what you mean? What would I call that? Because I would just call, I don't know if I'd call it a hot dog if it wasn't in the hot dog bun. Although corn dog, I might call it like I don't know what I call it. Gosh, the tough questions, I tell you. As one gets older, they got to answer the tough questions. This feels like one of them. Yeah. What do you think on that? My brain's still not working. It's a little foggy. Yeah. So, you know what they call it? They call it a hot dog sandwich. Well, there you go. Hot dog sandwich. John Black Crawford. Ooh, wow. Switch Creed. You're making some, wow. That's some good stuff. Oh, that's a song. Okay. You call it. I can't even read that scribbles. Sorry. It's my eyes. They're going. 50's coming up fast, and I'm going to age all at once. They're like, Eric, you look pretty good for your age. But yeah, I'm going to age all at once. I'm going to fully like end of Last Crusade. Walter Donovan choosing poorly. It does imply, yeah, if you call that a hot dog sandwich, it does imply, you could still call it just like you could like hot dog Sammy it. You could hot dog Sando. I like Sando. You try to toast sandwich, that's more of a British thing. Yeah. Okay. That toast sandwich, that was a thing, right? Where you slice toast where you take a slice of bread, you toast it, and then you butter it, and then you put it between two slices of bread. Or is it the other way around where you toast it and then you have the filling? I forget which one. I remember trying it once. I was like, actually, it's not bad. Oh no, we mean without cheese, like a toast sandwich. And it is a thing. I remember they talked about it on QI because, yeah, it was, there it is, toast sandwich. I found the Wikipedia entry for it. Toast sandwich, also known as a bread sandwich, is a sandwich in which the filling in between two slices of bread is itself a thin slice of toasted bread, which may be buttered. An 1861 recipe says to add salt and pepper to taste. There it is. A recipe for toast sandwiches is included in the Invalid Cookery section of the 1861 Book of Household Management by Isabella Beeton, who adds, this sandwich may be varied by adding a little pulled meat or very fine slices of cold meat to the toast. So this is going to be like for someone who's been sick. Yeah, it is a piece of toast in between two slices of bread. Yeah. And in November 2011, the toast sandwich was recreated by the Royal Society of Chemistry in a tasting 150 years after the release of Beaton's book. The society sought to revive the forgotten dish in the wake of the Great Recession after calculating its cost as low as 75 pence per sandwich. They named it the country's most economical lunch, offering £200 to whoever could create a cheaper edible meal. Due to an overabundance of submissions, the offer was closed 7 days later, and £200 was given to a randomly selected entrant. So we'll never know. And of course, Heston Blumenthal did a version, which is weird because he makes stuff. Yeah, Canadian cartoonist Ryan North is the proud contributor to the main photo for the toast sandwich Wikipedia page. My goodness. Speaking of sandwiches, you're all watching Sandwiches of History, right? Sandwiches of History. We live by that channel. We have upped our sandwich game here at Katie and Eric's awesome Space Fort. That's what we call our home. But yeah, I get thrown at you. Fresh dill. And like a lot of it. Like I did, was it like turkey and ham and turkey ham, Dijon mayonnaise, sliced tomatoes, fresh dill. That is some that is a revelation. And it's not, fresh dill's not super expensive. So like you can get a few days worth of fresh dill for a couple of bucks. But cartoonist and sandwich related thing, Bill Oakley does sandwich videos as well, or like fast food videos. It's funny because like I'm talking with Ian Boothby, and you know Ian used to write for, I wasn't picking my ear, I was taking the bud out. Now I'm picking my, oh God, sorry, I'm an uncle. I got to learn these skills, right? But Bill Oakley, he's just talking. He's like, yeah, I was talking with Bill Oakley today, blah, 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 blah. And we're just talking. And then I'm like, oh, very cool, very cool. What's he done? Well, you know, he wrote the steamed hams thing on The Simpsons. He wrote for The Simpsons. He did steamed hams. Like, that is amazing. Like, oh, this is, so you know a writer who I quote, Katie and I quote at home several times a day. Yeah. I thought that was very cool. Switch Creed, thank you so much for joining us on the chat today. And thank you so much for the awesome song, the amazing visuals. I'll be in touch with some stuff. Oh my gosh, that was all really, really, really amazing. Yeah. So have yourself a fantastic night, because it's nighttime where Switch Creed is in the UK, the Scissored Isle, as Alan Partridge calls it. And by the way, I do enjoy some Alan Partridge as well. So thank you very much again, Switch Creed. So Katie and I, excuse me a moment. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm not 100% today. I will be, I think I will be lying down after this. But I have a lot of writing to do for the Funtacular 50, which of course tickets are available for. Yeah, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it big time, folks. I want people to come to this. Also, I'd forgotten. I'm just going to straight up say I'd forgotten we had a show. So we didn't know what the show was going to be. We didn't know, we knew it was going to be March 11th, 7:30 at Little Mountain Gallery. We're like, I don't know what we should do. Do a birthday show. We'll do a birthday show. We're doing a birthday show. Like I said, Ellen McNevin, Sean Stewart, Ian Boothby, and this guy should be fun. And Doc Mar's Tales to Amaze has a show recommendation. If I haven't seen it already, shoot me the show recommendation. I'm always down for a recommendation on shows. It's called Small Profits. Oh, I'm not familiar with that. Let's take a peek at Small Profits. I'm going to bring up the old Wikipedia because here we go. Small Profits. Small Profits. It's a sitcom. Who have we got in it? It's a British sitcom. I'm already in. Oh, it's Mackenzie Crook. Oh, yes. I loved The Detectorists. I thought that was one of the most good-natured, gentle comedies I've ever seen. And it was just so nice and so kind. And it was unlike anything else that was on TV at the time. And yes, Mackenzie Crook and Michael Palin. I mean, how can I say no to that? Set in and around Manchester, it stars Piers Quigley as a man who turns to alchemy and homunculi in an attempt to learn what happened. Well, I'm not going to read any more because Katie and I are watching Small Profits. Yeah, Mackenzie Crook is, Pirates of the Caribbean is, I think, the first big thing he did after, that I noticed him in, after the original version of The Office, where he played Gareth, who, of course, the analog for Gareth in the U.S. Office is Dwight Fart Schrute. And I still remember doing a pub quiz one night, and we would have a weekly Office question because people watch The Office. And this was like 2019. And this is when The Office was still doing insane numbers on Netflix and stuff. And we did a weekly Office question because people knew the answers. And I was like, okay, here's your weekly Office question. And then some guy, some I'll say it, dillweed in the audience was like, interrupted, like, do you mean like the good UK Office or the American Office that everybody hates? I'm like, what? No, it was about the American Office that is generally well liked. And a lot of people watch. I don't know where you're coming from, guy. This isn't like 2009. It's weird. All the episodes, folks, of Small Profits are on YouTube. That is a good place to look. This is from my old Chromecast audio. I was messing around with it, trying to get stuff working. But I will check out Small Profits on YouTube. Even though it's on YouTube, I can't show it here. It would be funny if I did. Just like, hey, let's watch Small Profits together. To be a real jerk, the question should have only been about the Montreal version. Oh my goodness, that would have been great. All right, in the Canadian version because the Canadian version is the French Canadian version. Oh, that would have been funny. It was a really simple question. Like there were always really, really simple questions. Just like, after being hit by Michael's car, what disease was the fun run for, or whatever. Like they were really, really simple questions because you got to balance at a pub quiz. You got to balance difficulty of questions to fun questions to also the later the questions are, the more people have had to drink. So they might not be fully listening. So you may want to make them a little simpler. I want to get back to doing pub quizzes if the money's right. I don't think I would do it for $100 a gig now. I've been thinking of doing an online one where folks pay a certain amount and sign up for themselves and for a team, and we put it through a private Zoom link, and that's that. And we just do that as a quiz. We can use game show buzzers. We can use breakout rooms. There's stuff we can do. I was thinking of doing a regular one. I just need enough people to do it so that it's worth it for me to make the quiz and do that on a weekly or monthly basis. Look, my buds are charging. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you put them in here and the Bluetooth still go on. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that stuff. All right, folks, it is 10:25. We're going to start wrapping things up pretty soon. I've been doing a thing with Katie. We've decided this month to, when we watch movies, to not stream them, to only watch physical films, like Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff. And we've been watching some movies, and I got to say something, and I'm going to say it. It really changes how you watch stuff, right? And we've just been grabbing like some movies that Katie has bought that were like, oh, this movie's on sale. I've heard good things. Let's watch it. And we hadn't seen it before. And there was a couple that let us down a bit. I would say let us down. So we watched a couple of like Westerns starring, directed by Bud Bedecker. One was called Horizons West, and it was okay. And the Decision at Sundown was neat, but we got to this movie called The Letter, which is a 1930s film starring Betty Davis, about a woman who like straight up shoots a dude. And then everybody's like, it was self-defense. He was a dirtbag and all that stuff. And then a letter comes out that might change things. So we're going to try to, when we watch movies this month, is to only use discs and see how that changes our habits. See if we are more deliberate about watching a movie. Because we go on a Criterion channel, like, what's that? And I love that. I love the randomness of that. But just this month, we're going to try physical movies only and see, just see how it changes things. I've got, we own about 536 movies on disc. So we definitely have a bunch to choose from. And what I did was I found the movies that we have that I have not seen in 2 years or more. And if I feel like, I'll probably want to watch this. Like there's some that I haven't seen in quite a while that I probably don't give a crap about watching at the moment. Like I am counting movies that we've riffed, right? Like I'm probably not gonna be watching Cool as Ice this month unless I riff it, but it's not gonna happen. So we're doing that. It should be fun. It should be good. And it was crazy though, because like if you start logging your films, right, and then you see how many times you revisit a movie over the years or what have you, right? Like I've been now logging my films for about 5 years, so I've got half a decade's worth of data, and it is really interesting. I find it more surprising the movies that I haven't watched in a while that I still think about. Blade Runner 2049. I haven't seen it in like 3 years. I thought, I must have seen this a whole bunch of times. Nope. Let me bring up my, I was like stunned, when I was like, how did really, let me go to, Blade Runner 2049. Cause I would put it up there as like a movie I truly love. Depending on the day, I'm like, is that better than Blade Runner? It can be better than Blade Runner. I think it might be better than Blade Runner. But if I look at the activity on there, the last time I watched it was February 2022. So it's been like 4 years since I've watched it. But the one that really surprised me, it's been 4 years since I watched Star Wars. Just plain old Star Wars, original Star Wars. But good movies can really stick with you for quite a while. Scribbles says, I agree with you. Good movies can stick with you for quite a while. You find you don't need to rewatch them because you remember them well enough. And so, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And sometimes there's some movies where you're like, I kind of want to watch that again. Like The Apartment, the Billy Wilder film. The Billy Wilder film. Get some water. The Jack Lemmon film, The Apartment, directed by Billy Wilder. There we go. I could sit down and watch it anytime. Like right now, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll just, watch The Apartment. It's a great movie. Some of them are like that. Some of them are just not, you don't want to watch, you go, okay, Fire Walk with Me. How about Fire Walk with Me? There's a good example. That's not one I want to watch once a week. That is right. Like, it's like, okay, or it's like Requiem for a Dream. It's like, that was an amazing movie. I'm never watching it again. I cannot handle that movie a second time, but it was brilliant. So some movies don't reward repeat viewings, and some movies, they're just like there, and they're like, yeah, man, I saw the movie 4 years ago. And that's it. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna wait because there's the 50th anniversary re-release of Star Wars in the theaters next year. So I'm going to wait until then. That's when I'm going to watch Star Wars next. Unless I have to watch it for work. That's what I'm going to do. And so it'll be like 5 years since the last time I had seen it. And the last time I saw it, it was in a theater. So I'll have seen it only in a theater at that point for half a decade of my life. Yeah, Ukes of Hazzard. You feel that way about most Darren Aronofsky movies. Yeah, he's not a, hey, let's just spin up the old streamer and watch ourselves an Aronofsky. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is incredible. I never want to see it again. That is, and I think for me, the best example of that is Requiem for a Dream. Scribbles says sometimes you'll watch a mediocre movie and only realize partway through you'd already seen it a couple years ago. Oh, and that's another good reason to log it. Because like if it's a forgettable movie, you're like, oh crap, yeah, we did watch that. Oh man. That has happened to us. One of the reasons why I log stuff is just like, hey, we've seen this. October 2021. What do you know? But yeah, Aronofsky is really good at getting you to empathize with a character and then torture you vicariously through them. Yes, that's it exactly. There you go. It's been a while since I've seen any of his films, to be honest. I'm just like I'm a little gun shy on Aronofsky. It's like I don't want to have to feel those things in a movie. I don't. But yeah, there's like just some films I'm just like I can't believe it's been that long. Yeah, it's so the movies that had been like, should bring up my list of movies that I want to have like that are on our physical watch list. So of the 536, I narrowed it down to 55. So we can just pick from these 55. I mean, or if Katie wants to watch another movie, we'll put it in another movie. This was just for me, of movies I haven't seen in at least 2 years. And let me tell you some of them. They Live. Akira. Midnight Run. That's a movie that I'm surprised it's been so long since I've seen. I feel like like there's some movies you feel like, oh, I feel like I just watched that. Huh. And that is a great film that more people need to know about, I think. Midnight Run. Excellent film. You should, yeah, Doc Mars, you're saying you should do something, other than keep rewatching Coen Brothers movies. You could do a lot worse. You could pick worse filmmakers to continuously watch this stuff. Absolutely. If there are 7 movies that you like, and only 7, and it makes you happy to watch them one every day for a week and just rotate 52 times a year, go for it. That's what they're there for. But do yourself a favor. Buy them. If you're going to be watching them 52 times a year, buy them. Buy them once. What does it say? Buy once, cry once. That's what the buy it for life people say. Doc Mars Tales so made. Paul Thomas Anderson then made the spinoff of Midnight Run. What's the spinoff of Midnight Run? Uh-oh. Because did you know that there was a series of TV movies like Another Midnight Run and then Midnight Running Around, and it starred Christopher McDonald, who you may know as Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore, or the dad from the Leave It to Beaver movie. Yeah. Dark Marshall's made it's never been official, but the first movie, Hard 8, is confirmed to be okay. So Hard 8 is like I'm making it in the world of Midnight Run. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Ukes of Hazzard, the Star Wars original trilogy, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the Princess Bride. You could pick. There are definitely movies, worse movies you could pick. What are some of these other guys we're looking at here? Hugo, Phantom of the Paradise, Safety Last, which is a Harold Lloyd film. I love Harold Lloyd movies. Local Hero. It's been so long since I've seen Local Hero. Yes, I did put Hard Ticket to Hawaii on the list because I want to watch that movie again. It's not paradise all the time. High and Low, the Kurosawa film High and Low, which it's been 2 years since we've seen it, and I'm like desperate to see it again. I love that movie. So Philip Baker Hall, he's playing the same character he played in Midnight. Oh, it's like it's a Michael Keaton situation, right? You got Michael Keaton in Jackie Brown and Michael Keaton in Out of Sight playing the same character. And I think it goes one further because there's somebody in either Out of Sight or Jackie Brown that plays the same character in an episode of Justified. So that means that they're all connected or, just a fun Easter egg. However you want to play it. It's your call. F for Fake, the Orson Welles film. Elevator to the Gallows, which is a French crime film. The Mummy. I haven't seen The Mummy in ages. Julie and Julia, which I remember is a very, very sweet film. Irma Vep. Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy. Now that's one I want to revisit. I haven't seen that since... I can't believe Katie found it on DVD. Like not even Blu-ray. We've got it on like DVD. It was great when it in 96. Someone's car alarm is going off. Hope it's not mine. Ukes of Hazzard. You really need to sit down and watch a bunch of Harold Lloyd, Buster Keaton, and Charlie Chaplin movies. You've seen bits and pieces, but never sat down and watched the actual movies. And they're not long. That's one of the things, is a lot of them are not long. I think Sherlock Jr., which in my opinion, everybody's crazy about The General, right? It's got all those crazy train stunts. Everybody's nuts about it. It's obviously it's a classic, but for my money, Sherlock Jr. is his best one. There is some stuff in there that is absolutely wild in Sherlock Jr. So for Buster Keaton, that's my own personal recommendation. For I think I'm gonna see how long it is. Hang on, let's see how long Sherlock Jr. is. Sherlock Jr. Is. Oh shoot, it's not in there. We own it. There it is. And let's grab safety last while we're at it. Pardon me, Transformer. Hang on. This is a great view. I hope you're enjoying it. So, whoops. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. So, here's the weird thing. When I got this video. Squid also most Canon films. So this is the disc we bought to get Sherlock Jr. and it's really weird because it says 7 chances and Sherlock Jr. And Sherlock Jr. for my money is the one to watch. I've never seen 7 chances, so it might be better, but Sherlock Jr. is 49 minutes. So in less than an hour, you're going to get some of the most inspired visual comedy you'll ever see. As far as Chaplin goes, Gold Rush, go for it. I used to study Chaplin stuff in university. I'm not up on my Chaplin anymore. Not that he's made like stuff since, not that old, but it's gone. It's out of the brain. Safety Last is a fantastic film. It's this one, right? That's all you got to say. It's the hanging off the clock one, but it's not his only truly great film. With Harold Lloyd, there's another one called The Freshman, which is a ton of fun. It's an early sports film, and I would say it's one of the best sports films I've ever seen. And there is some camera work in there where you're gonna be like, "Sorry, they did that 100 years ago." Like it's really, really good. It's almost like the prototype for every sort of sports comedy movie that came since. And they already did it really, really, really well. And Doc Martens tells me, you would argue that The Freshman is funnier than Safety Last. And man, that's a good argument. Like it really, really is. I'll watch them back to back when I purchase, cause I'm going to buy, I gotta buy The Freshman, right? And there is a third one of his called Speedy, which I really like, because Speedy is one where he is, there's a whole sequence is it Coney Island? He's at like a big fair like a big fair. And there's a lot of scenes where it's not extras or background people. They just brought the camera to the fair, to the I'm going to say Coney Island. And they're just filming it. And so it's this amazing, like, moment in time of real life 100 years ago and people having fun. And when they go on the rides on Coney Island in this movie, you're going to be like, I think people might have died on these rides. These are haunted rides. These are dangerous rides. But my favorite bit is there's this funny bit, some funhouse mirrors, and Harold Lloyd turns around. He's got some crap on his back. I'm not going to get into why. Puts on his coat, looks at the mirror, gets mad, and flips himself off. Just fully gives himself the finger. And I remember doing a deep dive. I was like, is that the first time someone gave the middle finger in a movie? And it isn't. It isn't even the first time. I think it was like a baseball. They were filming a real baseball game for something, like a newsreel or something. And the guy just totally flipped the camera off, which I thought was funny. But yeah, so those three are the three ones I would recommend. There's some other Harold Lloyd ones. If you got the Criterion channel, which I recommend, loads and loads and loads of Chaplin, Keaton, and Harold Lloyd. And the prints for the Harold Lloyd stuff, a lot of it is in really, really, really good shape. Speaking of rides, did I ever watch Class Action Park? I have yet to watch Class Action Park. I know exactly the park that is. I've seen a lot of other stuff on that park, and I am excited to watch Class Action Park. And once the physical month is up, that is, oh yeah, we should watch that as the weather improves. Yeah, folks, was it called Action Fun Park? Was it just called Action Park? It absolute insanity from top to bottom. That just dangerous, awful rides. It was like a water park, right? Yeah. Action Park. Yeah. I have not seen the film Class Action Park, but I've seen like a lot of videos done about it. Now Johnny Knoxville's making a movie about it, and he's going to play the park. He's just that good. I think he's a fine actor. There was a TV show called Reboot. Not Reboot. Not that one. Or Rebooted or something. And the idea of it is there was a 90s sitcom that's being rebooted. And Johnny Knoxville plays one of the characters in it. In this show. And he's surprisingly like heartfelt and like he gives a really touching role and a really interesting role. And yeah, I if you could track that down, it's Keegan-Michael Key and Johnny Knoxville, and Paul Reiser is in it as the showrunner of the original show that's been rebooted. Yeah, it's a really, really, really excellent show. It's a shame it never got a second season, but that's show business. Yeah, he was quite quite good. Yeah, I recommend giving that checking that out. There's some really good scenes with the in the writers' room where they've got like the old school sitcom writers and then like the new 25-year-olds coming in and just going head to head at the table. It was really interesting. Yeah, Johnny Knoxville was very surprising in the show reboot, the CG show reboot, the Mainframe show. Mainframe, that's what it was called. Is Mainframe still around? Has been absorbed in other things. Is it still in Vancouver? Because it was a Vancouver thing. Dan DiDio was the head of that for a while, and then he went on to DC Comics. I remember that. Yeah, that's what I remember. But yeah, so we're trying to do the physical disc thing, which is kind of nice. Should be fun. But I think I wasn't the right age for that. The Mainframe reboot. I think it was just a little too old when it came out. What was that? 94, 95. So I would have been like 18, 19 years old. There was a reboot of Reboot, by the way, and I don't think it ended up well. But Reboot, there we go. Reboot is a Canadian animated television series. It started in 1994. Yeah, so I was like 18 already. And there was a reboot. Oh boy. That's right. I remember that there were auditions for a reboot of Reboot. I was like, oh, cool. So you're doing a cartoon? Like, no, we're doing live action. Like, really? You doing? Yeah, we're doing live action. Oh, okay. That reboot. Yeah, like the show Reboot. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. That I never saw it. But yeah, that was my thing. I was like, well, that's interesting. Yeah, so I never saw that, but yeah, I think they could Tron themselves into the computer or something. I don't know. Maybe they're Tronning. There's some Tronning involved. Oh, there we go. So Mainframe became Rainmaker, which became Rainmaker, which became Mainframe. I understand how that works. Yeah, I knew somebody who worked for a Rainmaker because didn't Rainmaker get bought up by Hallmark? I don't remember. Yeah, it was Mainframe till 2007, Rainmaker Entertainment till 2016, Rainmaker Studios until 2020, and now Mainframe Studios. And who we got? Who's in charge? We've got Michael Hefferon. I don't know him. He will not answer my calls. I've never tried, but I'm guessing he won't. Yeah. Care Bears crossover with Reboot. Why not? Remember, the Care Bears movie 2 did better in the theater than The Transformers the movie. Speaking of The Transformers the movie, have you seen how they're doing their 40th anniversary of the movie stuff? They're calling it the Apology Tour. I thought that was really fun. I was like, oh, you're playing to the right crowd. Where they're like, here's the Apology Tour. We're totally sorry we killed Optimus Prime. Sorry for your childhoods. Which I thought was kind of funny. Some folks left Rainmaker and called it waterproof. My goodness. I remember when Rainmaker was, I knew a guy who was an editor for Rainmaker, and he wound up like editing all these movies. Or he would work with the dailies, right? When stuff was shot on film. And he found a film that I was in, like a film starring Rodney Dangerfield that I was in, and managed to actually cut out the physical bit of like, because we're just, they're dailies, just getting rid of them, using them as junk fill, and yeah, cut out. And I have some 35 millimeter frames of me and John Biner, the comedian who was on the television show Bizarre, and the late John Pinette. And I remember this was shot, I think, the day after Frank Sinatra died, because John Biner was like, yeah, I knew Frank Sinatra. I was friends with Frank Sinatra. And I'm like, holy crap. He's like, yeah, Frank Sinatra died. Oh, yes, I know. It was very sad. He just like starts telling these Frank Sinatra stories. Meanwhile, Rodney Dangerfield is playing a guy who wins an auction, a Mennonite auction, and wins a house and 5 wives. And the bad guy was Andrew Dice Clay. I did not meet Andrew Dice Clay. But hey, if you want to play that movie connections game, that's a weird one. How do we link Eric Fell and Ford Fairlane? That's how you do it. Just that. Real easy. Yeah. Rainmaker Entertainment made Barbie in A Christmas Carol. That sounds riffable. The Barbie, was that the one? There were a couple Barbie either shows or specials about 15 years ago, 10 years ago, that were surprisingly astute and funny. Like they were doing that long before any big movies were. I'm not naming names. But they were very self-referential and very like self-aware, I would say. They weren't indulgent because it was still a kids show. But yeah, it was It's like, and John Panette, by the way, was super, super, super nice. And I didn't have any lines, but you know, I was in it and I was in a scene and we all talked and that was nice. Got a couple $100, went along on my way. I also had floppy hair. I had hair down about here. So this like they parted my hair in the middle and it was the 90s. We were all doing it. It was the 90s. What was that, 90? Yeah, I was like 20. We're going to look up My Five Wives, the Rodney Dangerfield classic. My Five Wives movie. There it is. 2000. Okay. It wasn't the 90s. It was just after the 90s. Yeah, sorry. Andrew Dice. Oh my God. Molly Shannon was in it. And Jerry Stiller. I did not see Jerry Stiller that day on set. That would have been amazing. Because I just, you know, it's Jerry Stiller. Yeah. Rodney Dangerfield. Andrew Dice Clay and John Biner are the top three build. Yeah, 5 wives, and yet somehow none of them respected him. And there's the show. And we're gonna take a look at this poster together, folks. I had forgotten what a wonderful poster this movie has. Here we go. Here it is, folks. The poster for My Five Wives. There it is. Oh, it's not even the poster. That's the DVD case. It says DVD up there. What does that tagline even read? Let's see. Oh, where's Rodney? Never has one man had to do so much with so little. My Five Wives. There was a sitcom, and I don't know how long it lasted, maybe one episode. I have a feeling that Doc Mar's Tales to a Maze is going to know what I'm talking about. There was a sitcom, at the very least a pilot, maybe other episodes. I think it was called Where's Rodney? And it was about a 14-year-old who could summon Rodney Dangerfield. He had the power to summon Rodney Dangerfield as if he was like, you know, a Disney genie and help him solve his teenager problems. Because that's what Rodney Dangerfield wants to do, right? He's sitting there, he's doing a show at a club, you know, having a great time. Boom, disappears. Kid's like, I can't do my homework, Rodney. Yeah, so there's that movie, that TV show. I need a cutout of that Rodney Dangerfield that I can sit in the corner and watch over me during my shows. That'd be, yes, put him up on the wall. Replace the Critical Hit Show poster. By the way, the Critical Hit Show poster, the one that we did for JFL, I forgot to mention, I've got a bunch left because like I printed up too many and I put a bunch up. And I was like, I'm too tired and it's too rainy. It's just spent hours out there. But I've got a bunch that I would be more than happy to. I think I'll bring it to another show and just give them out to people or something. It might be fun. Yeah, Doc Mar's Tales to a Maze. It was like Saved by the Bell, but also Rodney Dangerfield was in it. It was a weird one. I should remake that poster, but with me. What, the My Five Wives poster? It'd be just like, like that. Is that what he's doing? We'll take a look at that picture again. There we go. It's like that. Clip it. Oh boy. I don't have an ascot. Yeah, Patrick was the heckler with the ascot. I don't have that that deal there, that ascot thing. I don't like to. I don't know. I just don't like to dress like a pornographer. I remember doing a show and roasting Patrick, and that was the thing. Is like, you dress like you want to be a pornographer when you grow up. He was just like all done up in his ascot and everything. He dressed like freaking Jackie Treehorn. It was really funny. But yeah, so this is I would say if you're an Eric Fell completist, and I know there are Eric Fell completists out there, you could probably give this a miss. You're not gonna get pure Fell. You're just gonna see me sitting in a corner. It's like Bruce Willis in The Verdict. Oh, there he is, Bruce Willis. And he's gone. He was an extra in The Verdict. We should riff the movie. Oh God. Oh, yep. That would be something. Counter to the Sean Connery test. Rodney is almost 80 in that picture. Good for Rodney. But what did he look? I think he might have stopped aging. I think he looked 50 from the time he was 35 on. Let's see. Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield was born 1921. So he would be 50 in 1971. I think that's how math works. Here we go. Rodney Dangerfield. At age 50. Here we go. Rodney Dangerfield. Age 50. I was going to put a picture of Timothée Chalamet as a joke. I think if I can find a guaranteed year on a picture, none of these are working. Here we go. What's this one? Yeah. So I'm trying to find old pictures of Rodney Dangerfield, and I can't tell what year any of these are. So I can't do it. But I did find young Rodney Dangerfield from 1950. So here he is at 29. Let's take a look at young Rodney Dangerfield. There we go. So there's young Rodney Dangerfield. That's a handsome man. He was a handsome man. Folks, respect people. Otherwise, this is what will happen over the next. I mean, granted, these pictures are actual 50 years apart. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, there's old pictures of his like appearances on like the Tonight Show and stuff like that, but he did those like year after year after year, so I can't really pinpoint without like taking a couple minutes, and I don't want to waste your time like that, folks. That man, definitely Doc Martell's. That is a man. That is a man who has been respected. But yeah, it's interesting because I've only ever known him as like gray hair and late middle age. Once again, it's just pens. It's just pens. In the poster for The Projectionist, he's looking pretty old already. So in The Projectionist, he'll be 49. There we go. So that'll be. Let's check that out. Rodney Dangerfield, The Projectionist. Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, okay. There's going to be some stills from the movie. I say stills. I did. There we go. Let's save that picture. That's a very tiny picture, but we'll save it anyway. We'll take a look. I think what happened was he went gray early. Or probably appropriate for the era. He went gray early and then stayed gray. So so there he is at 49. Honestly, I mean, it's if like without the gray, I would not be able to tell that he was pushing 50 there. Doc Martell also made Dangerfield is one of those classic examples that he tried to be a comedian when he was younger, didn't work, so he sold aluminum siding for like 20 years. Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot of folks. I'm very inspired by that when folks are like, yeah, man, I started doing it at this age. I didn't get into acting until this age. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Because I've just, I've been hammering away at it since I was 20 and now I'm 60 and I finally got a break. Honestly, because I feel like that there's hope for me. I'll be perfectly honest. He looks older in one of the posters on IMDb. Yeah, because to be fair, that was a low-res picture of a VHS rip of a movie. So we're not going to get the fidelity that we're used to in this UHD world. But yeah, because Caddyshack was 1980, which means he would have been 59. Yeah, so he would have been 59 when Caddyshack came out. That's when he really hit it. And to this day, I will stand by this. Back to School is a fun film. I watched it like 7 or 8 years ago, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna be terrible, isn't it? And I watched it, I'm like, oh, you know what? For its time and for what it was, I'm like, it's not bad. That's right, Ukes of Hazard. Everyone looks younger at 12 DPI. Yeah. Well, so much for doing a short stream, huh? We're 2 hours and 2 2 minutes into it. Yeah. I have another sip of this water. I think I'm gonna go lie down. I got some writing to do because the show is happening on Wednesday, and there's some stuff I want to write. And like I said, Sean Stewart and I are doing something. Like Ellen McNevin is going to be doing something amazing. Ian Boothby is going to be doing something amazing. Sean and I are going to be doing something. Like I said, I don't want to say what we're doing for many reasons, but I suggest that you come to Little Mountain Gallery, where we're in the upstairs. We're in the smaller theater. So if 4 people show up, it'll look bigger. It'll look more full. I'm hoping we can get more than 4 people. I'm hoping we can get like sold out, because some of the stuff I want to do in the show is like almost like, here's a bit of a mini showcase of the things I want to do here in my other shows. So there's that, but there's, like I said, I can't say what it is. It'll be a surprise. Just, yeah, come check out Funtacular 50 at the upstairs theater, the Raccoon Room. Tickets are like $15 plus fees, but they're also $15 at the door. So, you know, is there a danger of this selling out? There has never been a danger of any show I have ever done selling out, ever, except for the Emerald City Comic Con shows that I used to do in Seattle. Those you could not get in the door. It was amazing and it felt great. But yeah, there's not usually a danger of an Eric Fell show selling out. I'd like to think I'm not a sellout, but unfortunately I'm also not a sellout level person. And that's fine. I get it. I'm not for everyone. And also, sometimes it's just a pain in the ass to get out of the house, isn't it? It's like really like, I can't fault anybody for not wanting to come to my shows. One, you might not think I'm funny. That's a good one. But if you're just like, you know what? I just can't leave the house today. It's like, oh, I envy you. So yeah, I totally get it. But I'm not good at promo, am I? I'm just, yeah. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody who makes the effort to come out, because I know it's not easy. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Doc Mar's Tales to Amaze. People do really like local independent comedy shows. There's some that do really, 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 really well. I mean, I'll say Critical Hit is an independent comedy show. We've done all right. We've been doing 14 years. You know, we did 8 years of Gentlemen Hecklers. It took a worldwide pandemic to stop us, and then we never got the momentum back. And honestly, I don't know if the Rio would be interested in us coming back. So who knows? Doc Mar's Tales to Amaze, we would love to have you, but I understand you don't live in this country, and that would make it more of a pain in the ass. You know, it's like, you know, I'm going to go to Canada. I'm going to go to Canada to pay $15 or $17 after fees to watch a 75-minute show starring this guy I can see every week on the internet. Totally get it. Yeah, no, it's all good. But they're like, Vancouver's got like a really, really good local independent comedy scene, and I'm really happy about that. I've been a part of it for, you know, a long time now, and what I love is that the comedians are so like insular. A lot of the time, they won't know the younger ones just don't know who the hell I am, which I think is really funny. I'm like, yeah, man, who are you? I'm Eric Fell. I'd love to see your show. I'd love to do your show. So you're who? I'm like, I'm Eric Fell. And then I mentioned the shows. They're like, oh, we know the shows, because I don't usually put my name on the shows, unless of course it's Morning Chit with Eric Fell. Thank you. Do we? All Canada has to do is approve your citizenship, which is taking them a while. You know, I think Canada, honestly, I think Canada, this is the moment for Canada to go, come on. We got you. We got you. For a lot of reasons. It is my full name I'm using, Morning Chit with Eric Fell, which, by the way, I really want to hear the song again. Do we want to hear Switch Credence's Morning Chit with Eric Fell theme? Of course we do. Let's give it a go.
Sun is rising, coffee strong. Turn it up and sing along. Laughs and stories start the day. Eric's got a lot to say, so grab your mug and grab a seat. Morning vibes and heavy greed. Hey, hey, let's raise some hell. It's Morning Chit with Eric Fell. Wait, world, you know the drill. Laugh and rock with Eric Fell. Morning Chit. Morning Chit. Morning Chit with Eric Fell.
I mean, come on, right? Once again, I think it's funny because this is like a super chill chat. We're hanging out, and then this thing is going to come on. Hey, it's time for Morning Chit with Eric Fell. Morning Chit, and it's so good, and it's just so good, right? Yeah, wow. Switch Credence had to take off. They wrote this, they performed it. They upset Switch Credence upset his wife. Because he was belting the stuff out. He did like, yeah. So this is like him. I only ever first heard it on my tinny phone speakers. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And then the first time I heard it fully, I had the headphones in, the earbuds in. We played it on the stream. Remember that? It was about an hour ago. Yeah. Holy farts. That is good stuff. Yeah. Really incredibly happy with that. I was not expecting it to. I just get a message like, hey, I wrote a theme song for you. Remember when we were talking about that before when you were worried about copyright stuff? Yeah, I wrote you a theme song. I'm like, what? And then I play it. I'm like, what the hell? This is awesome. Tuck Mars. Yes, you remember you were there. Oh, good times. That's right. Nostalgia is now just earlier on in the stream. The nostalgia's eating itself so much that we're going to reboot Morning Chit with Eric Fell right now. Morning Chit, everybody. No, I'm just messing around. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm absolutely delighted by that. Yeah, it's really nice. Yes, reboot right now. That's the future. There's gonna be so many reboots. It's just gonna be someone's like hello, 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 and being recast every second. That's what's going to happen. That's how I envision the next 17 generations of regenerations of Doctor Who. It's just going to be someone, oh, hey, it's me. Oh, hey, it's me. Oh, hey, it's me. And they're not even going to like spend time with the glowy shit and the stuff. No, they're just going to go. A movie will be rebooted in the middle of a movie. And now that I'm going to half expect that in the new Spaceballs, right? Doesn't that feel right? Yeah. I feel like that's where it would be. It's very much, oh, Spaceballs is on. Yeah. Have they done that? Have they done like a reboot of a movie in the middle of a movie with like a totally different cast suddenly shows up? Will they start again? Probably not. But yeah, I think if any movie's going to pull it off, it's going to be Spaceballs 2. Cause isn't it? Yeah. What's the actual movie called? It's not, Spaceballs 2. I thought they were going to call it Spaceballs 3: The Search for Part 2. It's just called Spaceballs 2 right now. yeah, I hope there's going to be something like that. I remember the trailer came out. I was quite amused by the trailer. Yeah. And Rick Moranis is back. I mean, even if you weren't super hot on Spaceballs, I'm not going to lie. I'm not super hot on Spaceballs. It's Rick Moranis' return to movies. His first live action film role in 30 years. And I love some Rick Moranis. I mean, right? I think legally we have to. Not that we don't want to, because he's great. Yeah. So I think, by the way, Prime Video, if you've got it, has every episode of SCTV on it now. Every episode. Even the 1 hour long episodes. When season 4 and 5, the episodes were an hour long. And Katie and I watched an episode, and it was one I remember from when I was little. I'm like, oh my God, we got to watch this one. And it is, so much of it is kind of a piss take on Francis Ford Coppola and the movie One from the Heart. So Francis Ford Coppola made this movie called One from the Heart. And what he did was he self-financed it. Everything went crazy ass over budget. The movie was a flop. It did not do well in theaters. It didn't work as a movie. It's just a bizarre film, and a lot of tales of sort of excess from the set. A lot of tales like it's just weird. We're going to do an acting exercise. Like there's a joke in there where Dr. Tongue is like, yes, Francis made us all put bags on our heads for a whole day. He said it was an acting exercise, and I think it worked. That's my bad Dr. Tongue. Once again, nose is plugged. Yeah. So I would check that episode out, because you're watching it and just going, oh, you could show this now and substitute like One from the Heart with Megalopolis. And it's 100% still on topic, which is interesting because, SCTV, they weren't topical. What I love about the show is they were always character first. So like, it wasn't a screamingly funny show. Right? It wasn't full of punchlines. It wasn't full of catchphrases. It was full of funny characters doing stuff. And that's, I'd like to think some of my stuff comes from that. Yep. Famous Letterboxd critic, Francis Ford Coppola. Hey, I follow him. Letterboxd. I saw that he gave Megalopolis 5 stars, and I loved that. But yeah, what's interesting too about the episode that we watched is when I saw the season 4 episodes of SCTV, they were cut into 25-minute segments, right? So they were cut into 3 or 4 episodes. Probably 3, I don't know. They were cut into different episodes, and they had a laugh track added. These episodes have no laugh track. And the comedy works so much better without that laugh track, because they're filming stuff. It's not in front of a live studio audience. But the One from the Heart episode also has a couple of my favorite recurring characters, Tex and Edna Boyle. And they have a curio emporium, and their commercials are so dead on accurate to weird local commercials, but also so funny. But over the course of the episode, they keep going back to Tex and Edna Boyle, and you watch their marriage break down over the course of the episode. You're like, what the hell? And just like Tex is just like, nope, I'm leaving you. Bye. And then the next ad is just her crying with her sister, Edith Prickley, on piano. And then the next one is like, you should come down and audition. And it just keeps going. And it is so damn funny. That episode of SCTV, there's a couple things that don't, yes, it doesn't age well. It's 40 years old. There's some stuff you're like, ooh. But that's going to be with every comedy that's 40 years old, right? That's just the way comedy works. Yeah. Do they even make live studio audience sitcoms anymore? You haven't had cable for like a decade, so you have no idea what the big networks are up to these days. I have a feeling they're going to try to bring them back. I think NBC is doing a thing where they're like, instead of just ordering a show, what if we just did pilots again? What if we just ordered pilot season? What if we just made pilots? And their first one is a reboot of Rockford Files starring David Boreanaz. I don't know. Rockford is so intertwined with James Garner's persona and personality that I don't know. David Boreanaz, for me, doesn't have that likability that James Garner has. I mean, David Boreanaz is fine. He's a decent actor, whatever. But James Garner was James Garner, right? Like, it'd be like doing Columbo with somebody else. No, just do a different show. Okay, so Doc Mar's Tales from Maze, you're saying that they do make some traditional 3-camera sitcoms. I like a 3-camera sitcom. I don't mind laugh tracks when the laughter is live. I think it's fine. I didn't think it worked in, say, MASH, but it really helps the performance and stuff like that of doing live comedy too, when you're just like, I'm in front of a live audience and they're reacting in real time. I auditioned for some sitcoms in the past. I worked on one sitcom. It never aired. The short version, after a few episodes, the people are like, oh yeah, we can't pay you. And then they skip town. That's the short version. I think it's in my IMDb. But I'm sure there's a lot more legal stuff complicating things, and I probably wasn't 100% accurate. But the impression that I got was, oh, we can't pay you anymore. Bye, we're skipping town. And then they flip the finger off. Yeah, Ukes of Hazzard. You don't even know who David Boreanaz is. You Googled him and you still don't. He was in the show Bones, and he played Steve Bones, or was Bones the other person? I didn't watch the show. He was in Angel. He played Angel. He was in The Crow 3 or 2 or something like that. Would go way back. Yeah, so it's, we'll see. It's a pilot, but I'm excited that they're doing pilots again, because maybe they can go, oh, let's tweak this. Here's the show. Let's tweak it. Let's get it to work. Now, the one saving grace I would say about the a Rockford reboot is, which by the way, they did a Magnum PI reboot without Tom Selleck, and it ran for years. I didn't even know about it. I'm so out of touch with TV that I didn't even know that existed. I'm like, what do you mean? I look at Magnum PI, they're like 2017 series. I'm like, what are you talking about? But Greg Mottola is directing the pilot. Which means I think he gets a say in the look. If you end up directing a pilot, you basically get a say in the visual language that they're using. And Mottola's made some good movies. He did Confess Fletch with John Hamm, which I really enjoyed. And he made Paul with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Kristen Wiig. And he made The Day Trippers, which I do an annual watch of. I watch Day Trippers at least once a year. It's a lovely film. And yeah, there's the reboot of MacGyver too. That's another one you're like, oh yeah, that must have tanked. No, it ran for quite some time. So Magnum PI is Magnum PI, the 2018 TV series, 96 episodes. This is what I like. Good for them. The series ended 2 years ago, but between 2018 and 2024, it's 96 episodes. They were doing, they did two 20-episode seasons, then a 16-episode season, then a 20-episode season, then a 20-episode season. The 16-episode season, COVID. But yeah, and they did 2 seasons. Sorry, they did their first 4 seasons on CBS, then they moved to NBC. So that's kind of neat. And then, of course, there was a reboot of Hawaii Five-0, which ran a bunch. But MacGyver, yeah. Oh, no, wait, that's the original MacGyver. I'm like, wow, MacGyver ran 7 seasons. No, that's the original MacGyver. There was a 2016 TV series for MacGyver. How long did that last? Development. Okay, episodes. Yeah, there were 5 seasons, 21 episodes, 23 episodes, 22 episodes, 13 episodes, and 15 episodes. The 13 and 15 were 2020. Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. I never saw a second of it. I didn't know it existed. And then I heard about it. I'm like, oh, yeah. But yeah, no, these things last. All right, folks, I am looking at the time. It is 11:22 in the Pacific, which, by the way, what do we all think of the time change thing happening in BC? So we're doing right. March 8th, we spring forward. And then according to the BC government, we're never falling back. So in November, everybody else is going to fall back and we're not. So it's going to be weird. So like, it'll be 8 o'clock in BC. And I think for a couple months, it'll be 8 o'clock in Alberta too. Yeah, it's a thing. Like I was really surprised. I'm like, what are we doing? Is this a thing? Which I could see that there might be some issues, but Doc March Tales Show Maze, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm exactly procrastinating. I got to get to that writing because it's going to be a good show. I'm meeting up with Sean over the weekend it's going to be a good show on Wednesday. I think you're going to like it if you can make it out. And if you can't, I'll tell you all about it later. Everyone not in Canada, the Chit is going to be out at a different time for half the. That's the thing too, right? Like if I do Wednesdays, I think we're going to go back to Wednesdays. Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 11ish a.m. Yeah, and from November to March, it'll be at a different time. Huh. Never thought of that. Weird. We'll figure it out. I also want to figure out the pub quiz thing where we can all do like a Zoom pub quiz thing as a regular dealio. All right, folks. You are all awesome. And I can't thank you enough for helping support the channel. If you're in a position to help support the channel, you can do so at coffee.com/EricFell. The money goes towards making stuff like this and being able to eat and pay rent. It also what's fun is I will be launching that Patreon sooner rather than later. That's the other thing I'm working on. I'm writing a whole bunch of stuff for it. I want to make sure that there's enough stuff up there on the Patreon for people to go, oh yeah, I'll pay whatever, $5 a month, $10 a month to get some good stuff. Listen, if you pay $500 a month, I will say so-and-so presents Morning Chit with Eric Fell, and then we'll have to get Switch Credence to write a whole new theme song. So maybe I shouldn't do that. All right, folks. It's been so much fun chatting with you. I love chatting with all of you. If you can make it out to the Fantacular 50, I'd love to see you there. I will be pushing it everywhere else, including on the Discord, which we're still currently on Discord. I'm going to check out Stoked. I'll be checking that out. All right, folks, have yourselves a fantastic rest of your week. And I will see you in the future. Bye.